This is KWCH 12 Eyewitness News at 10.
People can finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt, to get on top of their rent and their utilities, to finally think about buying a home or starting a family or starting a business.
Billions in student loan debt to be forgiven, but tonight lots of questions and concerns surrounding the big announcement from the White House today. Welcome to Eyewitness News at 10. Today, the Biden administration, as you heard, announcing it is canceling up to $10,000 of federal student loans for many borrowers.
The White House also announced it's extending the pause in student loan repayment for one last time this year. We have Team 12 coverage tonight. Alex Juergens finding that colleges and universities have many questions. But first, let's start with Haley Tucker, who talks with an expert and breaks down the broader issue. Does today's action really solve any problems? Haley?
Rachel, Mike, we all know that it costs tens of thousands of dollars to go to college and that some students take on massive debt. And the expert I talked with today says the $10,000 is really just a Band-Aid on a bigger issue.
Are we really fixing the problem?
Mary Jo Terry, managing partner at YRefi, a company that assists borrowers and helps refinance private education loans, says the Biden administration's efforts to reduce student loan debt is just a first step in a broader issue.
We have a huge problem. So the cost of education goes up and up and up year over year, which causes us to get more debt. And depending on the career you're going into, the cost of debt is overwhelming.
While many may be happy with the $10,000 cut in debt, some may not.
There are many people that I paid for my kids' college, I paid for my own college, that aren't necessarily super happy with this, but more than likely what's going to transpire is they're going to look at revamping the whole process, which eventually will impact each one of us.
She says with that revamping process, you will see changes within higher education.
They've addressed the lowest of income individuals, which are individuals that were eligible for Pell Grants. They're trying to do steps, but I think we're going to see over the next year and a half, possibly 2 years, a lot of substantial pressure on colleges and universities to look at the cost of education and see if we're really providing the value that's necessary in order to lower that cost overall.
She says she knows there are still many other questions left unanswered, but she says there are still no guidelines from the U.S. Department of Education.
And that's what Alex Juergens found in talking with colleges today. Alex, they have questions too.
Absolutely, Rachel, and we know that you have questions and concerns. We've heard from you throughout the day. How do I apply? Do I qualify? Others are saying, what about me? I paid my loans off, raising concerns about fairness or inflation concerns. And as I found today, colleges are already fielding questions and also trying to figure out how all of this will work, including Myra Fonenstiel, Director of Financial Aid at Newman University.
I tried to go on to studentaid.gov to help another student with another issue, and we could not get in because it's being flooded right now by everybody looking for information about this.
Fonenstiel tells me that information for Newman students is currently being developed, and the process to apply for this relief, if you qualify, is still being developed. The Department of Education will provide updates through the Federal Student Loan Borrower Update subscription through their website.
Alex, thank you. A lot of information on this screen, but it really gives you a good snapshot of what the situation is here in Kansas. So when we look at college loans, over half are over the age of 35, just over 13% of Kansans have some sort of student loan debt. 17.2% owe less than $5,000, but over 21% owe between $20,000 and $40,000. And finally, look at this final number. Just over 1% owe more than $200,000 in student loans.
People looking for more information on today's White House announcement about student loans turned to the federal government's website, and this is what they found. Those logging on to studentaid.gov were greeted with that message warning that the site was struggling under the high volume of visitors. At last check, it took almost a minute for that website to load. If you're looking for more information or that website link we just showed you, you can go to our KWCH News app and find it. It's right under links we mentioned under the education section.
All right, let's get to your weather now. And you've seen some of these this week as we continue to get them from viewers, just how dry it is out there. You've been sending us videos and pictures of these dust devils through the KWCH app. Taylor Owen sharing that one. Brian shared this video. This is that smoke funnel down in Coffeyville. And this one, some corn husk dust devil. This near just west of Newton, sent in from Desi. So the weather in Kansas continues its holding pattern, but we finally have a chance for some rain. Temperatures will slowly rise as we get closer to the weekend as well. Here's Chief Meteorologist Ross Jansen. Ross?
Yeah, Mike, we just can't get the rain here soon enough, but we still have to wait it out throughout the rest of this week. So as we look ahead to the next couple of days, May's rain scale would suggest maybe not. We don't have any rain. Tomorrow we don't have any rain in the forecast on Friday. So that puts us 3 days away from our next chance of getting some showers and thunderstorms. Wanted to give you an early look at the future track. This is 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Where's the rain going to be? Western Kansas, and it looks like that will start to spread to the east once we get later into the afternoon, and really more likely for central Kansas Saturday evening to Saturday night. For Wichita, we think Sunday morning is when we'll get the majority of our rain around here. Again, it just can't come soon enough. The cracks in the ground continue to get bigger. We see the stress in our lawns and gardens. The fall crops are really suffering too. Mid-90s out there tomorrow, a lot of sunshine. Not a big change from the weather we had today. Quinter will be at 94. Ellenwood looking at about 94 degrees as well. Around the Wichita area will also be in the mid-90s. This is how the day starts out though. We'll be in the 60s, should be very comfortable, but with all of that August sunshine, we're back above 90 degrees for tomorrow. We're finishing up your 10-day forecast. And if you were with us tonight at 6 o'clock, our future track has changed. We'll show you what's on it straight ahead.
Thank you, Ross. An inmate was found dead in the Sedgwick County Detention Facility today. The sheriff's office says they found a 38-year-old male. The staff said he was unresponsive in his cell around 1 this afternoon. A preliminary investigation indicates that he died from natural causes. A 10-year-old girl is in surgery this evening after a dog bite to the face. Wichita police say that just before 5 tonight, a 54-year-old woman and a 10-year-old girl were bitten by dogs belonging to that woman. This happened on 52nd Street. The victims were transported to an area hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The victim is in surgery, that 10-year-old, and is expected to make a full recovery. It's unknown what caused the attack.
A sad day in Chiefs Kingdom as we learn about the death of Hall of Fame quarterback Len Dawson.
He was, the biggest star in Chiefs history from the time they moved here in 1963 until the last couple of years. He had some pretty good competition from the present Chiefs, but even so, he will go down as the statesman and the most important in Chiefs history.
Chiefs owner Clark Hunt said you would be hard-pressed to find a player who had a bigger impact in shaping the organization as we know it today than Len Dawson did. On Twitter, Patrick Mahomes responding, saying RIP to the legend Len Dawson. The legacy and impact you made on Kansas City will live on forever. Jacob Albrock takes a look back at Dawson's Hall of Fame career.
They called him Lenny the Cool, and the name fit. For 16 seasons, he quarterbacked Lamar Hunt's franchise, winning an AFL championship with the Dallas Texans in 1962.
It's a great thrill, and I just can't compliment this squad enough.
Then Dawson helped lead the 1969 Kansas City Chiefs to the AFL championship and a spot in Super Bowl I. His TD pass to Curtis McClinton kept it close during the first half. In the end, the Packers pulled away, but Dawson and company came back, earning a spot in Super Bowl IV. It was the Chiefs' final game as an AFL team, and the game's biggest play came on this 46-yard pass from Dawson to his favorite receiver, Otis Taylor, as the Chiefs dominated the Vikings for their first Super Bowl championship, with Dawson being named the game's MVP. He retired in 1976 after 19 years in pro football, but Dawson did not leave the Chiefs, as he continued as a member of their radio broadcast team. His multiple championships with 239 touchdown passes earned him a spot in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but it was his remarkable personality that endeared him to millions of fans and non-fans. He earned a reputation locally for how friendly and approachable he was. Lenny the Cool was 87 years old.
If you have a kid in college, you'll want to see this. We put a portable washing machine that doesn't use electricity to the test in this week's Does It Work?
Now, surreal sounds from a black hole. What NASA has to say about the ghostly voice from that void.
Expect more from KWCH 12. This is Eyewitness News at 10. Online at kwch.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.